Hola, a continuación les presentamos una entrevista con Rebecca Moore. Ella es gerente de Ingeniería de Google, quien nos explica un poco acerca del interés que tiene esta empresa en el monitoreo de los recursos forestales.
Scientists were asking us, we want to be able to measure change. The earth is changing, whether it's deforestation or ice caps melting or desert spreading, urban cities growing. The surface of the planet is changing rapidly in ways that are important for people to understand. And they said, could Google help build a technology so that we can not only just look at satellite imagery, but actually measure and map these kind of trends? Because of satellite imagery that's coming in every day and science, you could actually detect areas of suspicious change. The problem that the scientists were having is the amount of data is so huge coming from these satellites that by the time they did the analysis on their computer, it would take weeks. And they said, Google, can you help us? That's how it started. We built the technology, we call it Google Earth Engine because it's an analytical engine for all the satellite data and all the environmental data for the Earth. Our first big project was actually with the government of Mexico and a leading scientist at the University of Maryland, Matt Hansen. This was in 2010 when COP16 climate conference was going to be held in Cancun in December. We wanted to do something like amazing that had never been done before. So we worked with Conifer and Matt Hansen to create the finest scale map of Mexico's forests that had ever been done before. It involved analyzing 53,000 satellite images. It was 18 terabytes of data. It took 15,000 hours of computer time, but because we ran it on 1,000 computers in parallel, we had the result in less than a day. It would have taken 15 years. We published that map at the Cancun Climate Conference, and it got a lot of excitement. We then worked with Matt Hansen to scale this methodology globally. We published a paper in Science magazine in November, and we've produced the first 30-meter resolution map of the forest cover of the whole planet in the year 2000, and then for every year from 2000 to 2012, where forest was lost, where it was gained. And it's kind of shocking to see how much loss has happened, particularly in, for example, Indonesia. The first operational forest monitoring system that we launched was in June 2012 with Amazon, the Brazilian nonprofit scientific institution. That is now running all the time, even as we're sitting here. It's monitoring the Brazilian Amazon, and every month produces a report on where change has happened. Now we've worked since then with World Resources Institute to scale this globally. We're going to launch later in February a new platform called Global Forest Watch. It's going to be every 16 days for the whole world, areas of change. Now, you can be an ordinary person that you just care about a place. You can go in and you can circle, I care about this place, and you'll be notified when something has happened there, right? It's the idea is there's never been a place you could go on the web where you can know what is the state of forest. There's been a lot of ignorance and things are happening in the dark, right? Because people have not had information. Now, everyone will have this information. Mexico is developing a system for monitoring their forest cover on an annual basis so that they can have accurate reporting. In other words, in order for financial compensation to take place, people have to have the numbers, they have to have the data. Mexico, Conifer and Canabio are scientifically at the cutting edge of developing this kind of monitoring capability over forest, and it's called MadMex, and we're working on turbocharging MadMex by powering it in the Google Cloud. So again, it can run fast, it can be accessible to everyone, it can be very powerful, and so that it can support south-south cooperation so that once it's done, Mexico could put it in the hands of other countries in the Mesoamerican region. There could be a regionally consistent forest monitoring system. I would say that our collaboration with Cannabio and beginning with Conifor is more advanced than it is with other countries, but we do have an MOU with Tanzania. We are working with countries in Southeast Asia. You know, I don't know that I should name all the names, but I think that if we can develop this advanced system together in Mexico, that could be very useful to these other countries.
Sin duda, la tecnología desarrollada por Google junto con otras universidades e institutos será de gran utilidad para lograr la conservación de los recursos forestales del planeta. Gracias por acompañarnos. Hasta la próxima.
Secretaría de Medio Ambiente y Recursos Naturales.